Welcome to BSc Statistics students. So in this class I explain solution of 2 by 2 rectangular games without saddle point. That is by using mixed strategies, how to calculate the value of the game, the optimal strategies of player A and player B, two players, both the players, right? So first of all I consider the path matrix for player A. For example, I consider two strategies for player A, A1, A2. For player B also I consider two strategies, that is what 2 by 2 rectangular games. B1, B2. I consider two strategies for player B. The path matrix I consider A11, A12, A21, A22. This is so simple. If you consider like this the path matrix, then I want to calculate, I want to consider maximum and minimax values for player A and player B with the help of the maximum strategies and the respective probabilities of mixed strategies. Then I calculate the value of the game optimal strategies, right? For which I consider the probabilities first of all. Selecting probability of selecting the strategy A1 for player A, I consider P1 the probability, and P2 is the probability of considering of selecting the strategy A2 of player A. Similarly, Q1 and Q2 are respective probabilities of considering of selecting strategy B1 of player B is Q1, and Q2 is probability of selecting the strategy B2 of player B, right? And with these probabilities, generally, first of all, I specify all Pi is greater than or equal to 0, and that is P1 comma P2 greater than or equal to 0, and also we know P1 plus P2 is equivalent to be 1. This is what the condition. Similarly, Q1 and Q2 are greater than or equal to 0, and Q1 plus Q2 it is equivalent to be 1. This is what about the regarding the probabilities. Okay, that is which are properties of probability, right? Whereas now, if you consider by using the probability, that is by using the mixed strategies with the help of the probabilities, mixed strategies are expressed expressed in terms of the probabilities, right? So therefore, by taking the probabilities and by using the mixed strategies, now you have to consider the maximum principle. So to consider the maximum principle, I specify here maximum principle and minimax principle. Now maximum principle first of all. Maximum principle, if you consider the maximum principle, this is for player A. For player A, if you consider, then the maximum principle, how it is going to be expressed in for the games without saddle point is to be expressed in terms of probabilities. For example, if player A uses the strategy A1, then the expected gain for player if player B uses the strategy B1, if player B uses the strategy B1, then expected gain for player A is A11 into P1 plus A21 into P2. That is what I have explained clearly in one particular class, that games without saddle point, right? With the help of the probabilities, expected value is going to be calculated by, that is G1 is equal or E1P is equal to, it is going to be calculated by A11 into P1 plus A21 into P2. Clear? If player B uses the strategy B1, then player A expected gain for player A is A11 into P1 plus A21 into P2. This is what one such minimum expected gain. Similarly, if player B uses the strategy B2, then expected gain for player A is it can be written as G2 or E2P, and it is going to be considered, that is calculated with the help of the property expectations A12 into P1 plus A22 into P2. These two are the minimum expected gains. Then while considering the maximum expected gain, that is player A would like to select always the player A always select one such maximum expected gain among these minimum expected gains. So these two are E1P and E2P are two particular strategies of player A, that is strategies of player B by that is B1 and B2. If P1 selects this particular strategy B1, then this is the expected gain for player A. Then if B select player B select B2, the next strategy, second strategy, then this is the expected gain for player A. Among these minimum expected gains, player A would like to always select one such expected gain which gives maximum to him, right? So that is the reason why now the value of the game is going to be calculated for, that is here in terms of player A, maximum in principle is going to be, maximum in value is going to be calculated by mu underscore, it is nothing but maximum in value, it is going to be calculated by maximum of minimum, that is minimum expected gains. Minimum expected gains are E1P and E2P, right? So therefore this is nothing but maximum of minimum among the values A11 P1 plus A21 P2 and A12 P1 plus A22 P2. This is what the value where maximizing probability with respect to J. Maximizing probability with respect to J. Right? Therefore, by taking this player A, these are the minimum expected gains. Minimum expected gains. That is, I write the value of the game is going to be obtained by taking one of the maximum value. That is maximum value. Of course, maximum value, from the maximum value only the value of the game is going to be obtained. So if you consider the value of the game, minimum of these values must be one of the minimum value what I consider. Among these particular values you will get the value of the game, that is I am writing here the minimum of A11 P1 plus A21 P2 comma A12 P1 plus A22 P2, which will give you the value of the game, which gives you the value of the game. Clear? So therefore among the one of the minimum value which give you the value of the game, because player B would like to always give the minimum expected gains. Among these value, the minimum of these value will be the value of the game mu. So therefore if you consider like then for example minimum of 4 comma 2 is nothing but 2, for example it is 2. So that is every value is greater than or equal to mu. Minimum of x a comma b is equal to, for example a is greater than or equal to a, b is also greater than or equal to a. If one such minimum value is the value of the game mu, then obviously both values will be greater than or equal to. So that is my argument. Therefore from this statement we can write A11 P1 plus A21 P2 is greater than or equal to mu, and A12 P1 plus A22 P2, both the values are greater than or equal to mu. And we know that one particular equation of the probability for player A, that is P1 plus P2 is equivalent to be 1. Then now I convert, let you consider this is 1, this is 2 and this is 3. These are the three particular values, that is equations or inequations. We have to solve the value of the game mu and as well as the probabilities P1 and P2. What is required to find out here from this particular maximum in principle, and we have to calculate certain probabilities P1 and P2. What are the probabilities of selecting certain that is strategies of player A1 and A2, that is P1 and P2, and the value of the game mu. These are required to calculate. So therefore now I consider while taking similarly to calculate the value of the game, I am converting greater than or equal to constraints. Strictly I consider equality of the constraints. That is equation 1 and 2 I consider A11 P1 plus A21 P2, it is equivalent to be mu. Let I consider 4, equation number 4, and A12 P1 plus A22 P2 it is equivalent to mu. Like I have considered strictly these 1 and 2 are equations to solve the equation, that's all, nothing else. So I have considered only the equation, equality of the constant to solve the values of P1, P2 and mu, right? So by using 3, 4, 5, the equations I solve the that is values P1, P2 and mu. So for which I subtract 4 and 5, that is 4 minus 5, the equations 4 and 5. So that what you will get, A11 P1, A12 P2 minus. So therefore A11 minus A12 multiplied by P1 plus A21 minus A22 into multiplied by P2 is equivalent to B. Mu minus mu cancels is 0. Right. So I am calculating now. P1 is equal to, I take this particular value on right hand side. So A11 minus A12 into P1 is equal to, I take this particular value so that what I do minus, what I do A22 minus A21. A22 minus A21 into P2. Am I right? So this will be minus of A21 minus A22. I am converting into A22 minus A21. So therefore this will be plus. Right. So therefore I calculate now P1. Therefore P1 is equal to A22 minus A21 divided by A11 minus A12 multiplied by P2. Let you consider equation 6. This is what one such value of P1 is converted in terms of P2. So therefore now I substitute this value of P1 in equation number 3. What is equation 3? P1 plus P2 is equal to 1. So if you substitute the value here, that I substitute in the next page, right? Then P1 plus P2 is equal to 1. Therefore, what is P1? P1 is equal to, is it clear? Right. Okay. P1 is equal to, by the equation P1 plus P2 is equal to 1, I am substituting the value of P1. P1 is A22 minus A21 divided by A11 minus A12 into P2. We have converted P1 in terms of P2 plus P2 is equivalent to be 1. So now you take the P2 as common, and so that A22 minus A21 divided by A11 minus A12 plus 1 into multiplied by P2. P2 we have taken common here, this particular value plus 1 here is equal to 1. So which implies now you take the LCM, and so that A22 minus A21 plus A11 minus A12 divided by A11 minus A12 multiplied by P2 is equivalent to be 1, which implies now I take calculate the value of P2. Therefore P2 is equal to this. If you take this value right hand side, A11 minus A12 divided by this, in this value that I consider A11 plus A22, which are positive signs, minus if you take common minus these two values, that is A12 plus A21. I am writing in an order, so that therefore the value of P2 is nothing but A11 minus A12 divided by A11 plus A22 minus A12 plus A21. This is the value of P2. Now you have to substitute to get the value of P1. We have an equation, right? I show the equation here. The P1 is equal to, this is what the equation, P1 is equal to A22 minus A21 divided by A11 minus A12 into P2. I substitute the value of P2. Just now I have calculated. In equation 6, if you substitute this value, therefore P1 is equal to, I substitute the value here. Therefore P1 is equal to A22 minus A21 divided by A11 minus A12 multiplied by P2. P2 is this, A11 minus A12 divided by A11 plus A22 minus of A12 plus A21. Clear? So therefore this will get cancelled, and the P1 value is A22 minus A21 divided by A11 plus A22 minus of A12 plus A21. Therefore now P1, P2 values have determined. This is P1, this is P2. Right? Now you have to calculate the value of the game mu, for which you have to substitute in any one of the equations. That is, if you consider for example, either fourth or fifth equation, if you substitute the values of P1 and P2, you will get mu, right? That I am substituting in equation 4. So therefore, P1 and P2 values I am substituting in equation 4. From the equation 4, if you substitute the values of P1 and P2, we will get the values. What is equation 4? Equation 4 is nothing but A11 into A11 multiplied by P1, A11 multiplied by P1 plus A21 multiplied by P2 is equal to mu. To get the value of the mu, if you substitute the value of P1, P2, therefore mu is equal to A11 into P1. P1 is this, A22 minus A21 divided by A11 plus A22 minus of A12 plus A21 plus A21. A21 is plus A21 multiplied by P2. P2 value is this. You see this one. This is the value of P2 we got. That is multiplied by A11 minus A12 divided by A11 plus A22 minus of A12 plus A21. Clear? These are the values of P1 and P2 we have substituted. Now if you calculate, now if you multiply and just take an LCM, both the values are here which are in the denominator, A11 plus A22 minus of A12 plus A21. Just you by taking the LCM, that is this is a common one. Even then you multiply the numerator values A11 into A22 minus A11 into A21, A11 A21 plus A21 A11 minus A21 A12, that is A12 A21. I am writing in order, right? So therefore these two terms will get cancelled, A11 A21, A11 A21 plus minus, so we are going to cancel. Therefore the value of the mu is nothing but now it is A11 A22 minus A12 A21 divided by A11 plus A22 minus of A12 plus A21. This is the value of the game. You see the formula here, the value of the game formula, A11 into A22 divided by here A11 plus A22, same. A12 minus A12 A21 divided by A12 plus A21. Here multiplication, here division, addition, plus multiplication and plus, right? So therefore both the numerator and denominator, the very similar formulas you have, values you have. So this is the value of the game. And optimal strategies for player A and player B are going to be considered as SA is equal to A1 A2 P1 P2, which are known as, which are called optimal strategies. Optimal strategies are going to be written in this form. What are the values of P1 and P2? P1 is the value here. We have already calculated. P1 is A22 minus A21 by this value. A11 plus A22 minus A12 plus A21. For P1, P2 and mu, for all the values denominator is same. And P2 is this. A11 minus A12 divided by A11 plus A22 minus A12 plus A21. And the value of the game is this. This is what the value of the game. Right. Similarly, we calculate optimal strategies for player B. The optimal strategies for player B are SB is equal to B1, B2 and Q1, Q2. Okay. Where Q1, Q2 values, I write the value of Q1 and Q2. The Q1 value is by, similarly, you have to consider A's one particular pure move, that is pure move or pure strategy. And then if player A is playing with strategy A1, then what is the expected loss for player B? And similarly, if player A selects the strategy A2, then what is the expected loss for player B? That we have to consider, and then we have to consider two particular values of the minimax value. The minimax value we consider, among which you have to consider maximum of two particular losses will be equal to, which is will be less than or equal to the value of the game, and so that you have to consider the same procedure, and so that you will get the values of Q1, Q2 in this way. Q1 is A22 minus A12 divided by A11 plus A22 minus of A12 plus A21. This is the value of Q1. Of course, Q2 can be calculated by 1 minus Q1. But I give you the formula. Q2 is equal to, the formula is A11 minus A21 divided by, denominator is same, A11 plus A22 minus of A12 plus A21, right? So these are the values of Q1, Q2 to get the optimal strategies of player B. So, and the value of the game is same. This is what? This formula is the value of the game, right? So the value of the game, optimal strategy of player A and optimal strategy of player B for 2 by 2 rectangular games, that is 2 by 2 2% zero sum games without saddle point. If the saddle point does not exist, we do this particular procedure. We calculate the value of the game by using this particular formula. And P1, P2, Q1, Q2 we calculate by using these formula. And SA is equal to this and SB is equal to this. Optimal strategy of player A, optimal strategy of player B, and this is the value of the game. Clear? This is what you have to read, what you have to study, and the 2 by 2 rectangular games without saddle point. Thank you so much.